If you're a gym or fitness studio owner and you're looking to become the most known studio in your location, I'm going to show you $1 a day Facebook ad strategy that's going to help build this awareness, build this omnipresence, which is going to ultimately help you get more qualified people to your website, opting into your offer ads, and it's going to help increase your bookings and show ups on the back end as well. And so in this video, I'm going to walk through step by step how to set this up and exactly what you need to do to build this digital Trojan horse method that we like to call it. Okay. And so just to start it off right here, what I wanted to preface is that most gym owners and studio owners are targeting the top 3% of prospects. Okay. And so what this means is basically if you're running an offer ad and you haven't done any branding, your location just isn't very known. The problem is when you run an offer ad, you're only targeting the people who are active and ready to buy, which means you're only really targeting 3% of people. Okay. Now there is some, there's a 7% here that do intend to change. And so you'll probably capture quite a few of these people as well. And so you're basically looking at 10% of people who could potentially sign up for your memberships. The problem is we're leaving out 90% of people who, they have a need, they're just not ready to buy, or don't have a need at all, or just aren't interested in your company. And so what we want to do is we want to start targeting this entire subset of people within your location. And so we want to constantly start to build that know, like, and trust factor so that when we do run these offer ads, people who are going to see those offers would have already known some stuff about your business. They already know, like, and trust you. And so what most people do is, as of right now, if you're just running an offer ad, the problem with that is you're basically taking somebody on a date and within the first 5 seconds, you're asking for a kiss already, right? And so what we need to do is we need to start to actually build a system for nurturing and basically planting seeds so that next time, they're thinking about a studio, you come to their mind. Okay. And so what we're trying to build here is a system that looks something like this. Now, what most studios do is they have these offer ads that run that go directly into, their CRMs, and then they're trying to book them immediately. Problem with this is you're basically just giving them an offer, which is like trying to kiss somebody on that first date within the first 5 seconds. And so what we really want to add to the system here is this top of funnel section. And here's the thing about it. It is very, very cheap to get somebody to consume your videos within your location. And so you can run this type of system for $1 a day per video. And when you do this, what you start to do is you build up this massive pool of people within your location that are now warm prospects. Okay. And so if these warm prospects end up going to your Facebook ads or end up checking out your website, they're already going to be warmed up to the idea of potentially joining your studio because you've given value in your videos. They've seen what you're all about. And so when they see your offer ads, okay, they're going to be, if we're using kind of the metaphor of going out on a date, they've already been on a few dates with you already. Okay. They know about you. They like you. They trust you a bit. And so it's going to be a lot easier to convert them. Not only that, but the quality of the leads are going to be much higher because they already know a bunch of information about your business. And so this is the system we're trying to develop here. And so I wanted to preface this right out of the gate because a lot of people think it's really expensive to do something like this. The reality is we're running these videos at $1 a day. And you can see here in this example here, and I'll show you some more live ones, $48 was spent. 7,173 people watch 50% of these 3-minute videos. Okay. And so if we did some quick math here, $48 spent divided by the 7,173 people that viewed 50% of the video, which is roughly 1.5 minutes, that's costing 0.0068 cents for 1.5 minutes of consumption. Okay. That's insane in terms of value because now you're just running these at a very cheap price point, but you're getting people to consume your content, which is really valuable. If you think about how much people pay to get on, a ad that's on the Super Bowl, it's like they're paying for 30 seconds of time, but they're paying millions of dollars to get that consumption. And so what we want to do is build this consumption system within your local business or within your local market. And so if within a 5-mile radius, people are constantly consuming your videos, you're going to always be top of mind. And I guarantee you, most of your competitors are not doing this. Okay. So this is going to give you a competitive advantage. So here's how we set this up. The first thing we need to do in any video that we're creating for people is call out who it's for. Okay. If you're servicing moms, if you're servicing, professionals, you want to call that out so people who are watching your video know who the video is for. And so as an example here, what we're trying to figure out is who is it that you help? So what's the type of person? So this could be moms, this could be, professionals, like I already said. What's the results you're going to get them, and what's your offer? Okay. And so I'm going to show you a little trick here in this video, how to find the best offer to run in your location that people actually want. So it's going to be a lot easier to get them to convert on the back end. So here's some examples. I help busy people break through their limiting beliefs when it comes to health and fitness and finally develop the lifestyle of their dreams. Okay, this is very specific. So if people have any issues when it comes to health and fitness, this is calling them out and letting people know what it is that you do. Here's another one. I help busy women who have a general idea of what they should be doing in terms of working out and eating clean, but doing it and doing it consistently is something they struggle with. Okay, so that's another very, very specific call out in the beginning of a video that can really help, get the right people to consume that video, right? So that's the other thing we want to do, is we want to make sure that people who are consuming our videos are the right people. Okay, we do not want, people who aren't going to be the right fit for your studio to be watching those videos, because they're going to be basically put into that pool of warm prospects when you don't want them there. Step 2 is to develop the video script. Okay, and so what you generally want to do in all these videos that you're going to be creating are, you want to introduce yourself and what you do. And so that's that message that we just were looking at in that previous slide. The next thing we're going to do is introduce the problem. So what is it that you can help them do? So if it has to do with losing weight, it can be around that subject. If it has to do with fixing back pain, it can be around that subject. Okay. Number 3, we're going to tell them why you are bringing this up, and then you're going to tell them a story. Okay, so stories are, what's going to get people to consume a lot. And so if we can get people consuming our videos, leveraging stories, that's going to help a lot more. And so this could be stories of a client, how you transform their lives based on this problem. It can be your story on how you transform your life with the problems that you had in the past. And then number 4 is we're going to give them some actionable things that they can do. Okay, the key to these videos is we need to actually provide value. If there's no value in the video, then you're going to build this warm list of contacts, but if they've never really received any value from you, it's not really going to lead to more sales on the back end. So we really want to make sure we're focusing here on value. We're not trying to sell them at this point. Now, there is a video here that I wanted to show you guys. It's not going to show up here, but what I'll do is I'll go into some examples in some live accounts in just a second to show you exactly what it will look like. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a sheet link at the bottom of this video here so that you can get the step-by-step setup on how to build this strategy out. And so step 1 is you're going to complete the ideal client worksheet. That's going to help you come up with that message that you're going to use at the beginning. Once you've done that, we obviously need to have some text within the videos that we're running. And so this is going to help you come up with some different headline ideas. And so you can say, you can see here the most powerful thing you can do, 3 exercises to reduce back pain. This could also be shoulder pain, knee pain, etc. 3 tips for hitting your health and fitness goals in the next 90 days. Here's how to properly do a squat, keys to improving your squat, so on and so forth. So you can go through this list that will help you. And then here's some script templates to help you coming up with your videos. And so this is where we're going to basically create that message equation. So tell them who you are and what you do, plant the seed. Okay, all these videos, we want to have that section in there because you're constantly letting them know, hey, here's who I help, here's who I help, here's who I help. And so when they're thinking about it from a perspective of, hey, I need to, lose some weight, I need to get a new gym membership because what I'm doing right now isn't working, you're going to come top of mind. Okay. And so here's an example. Hey guys, my name is Alec and I help busy moms stay healthy and strong with fitness and nutrition. Another example could be, my name is Alec. I help people break through their limiting beliefs about health and fitness and become the best version of themselves, etc. Okay. And so you can go through this sheet that's going to give you exactly, the step-by-steps of what I just talked about on those slides so that you can basically go through this process here. There is a step here where you can get a teleprompter app. So after you come up with the general script, you can put it on your phone, put it on a teleprompter, and then just basically read that while you're doing a selfie video. And that'll really help with creating these videos. Okay. And so the next thing I want to bring up here is how do you set up this, system here? So how do we build this out and actually get this working? Now, before I get into this, something that we really need to talk about here is while this section works, what you really need to supplement this with is an offer that actually is wanted by people in your community. And so I wanted to quickly show you a quick way to develop a proper offer. And so some of the steps that we want to take here is we need awareness. And that's kind of the whole purpose of all these value-based videos, is we're building awareness that you guys exist, who you guys help. And that's going to help, foster this warm prospect, engaged list of people, so that when you do run this offer ad, or people are checking out your website, you actually have an offer people want. Okay. And so how do we come up with this offer here? Okay. And so of course, I'm going to show you exactly how to come up with that offer. And the best thing that I want you to think about right now is that the offer is basically this bait. Okay. We need to bait them to come try you out, because when they do experience what it is that you do, it's going to be a lot easier for you to convert them. And so how do we come up with this bait? So the first thing that you can do to find an offer to run, and so basically what we're doing is we're creating this list of value-based, or we're creating this, couple different value-based videos. We're going to be running those to generate consumption, to get people knowing about you. But within kind of our whole setup and our whole funnel for actually getting people in the door, we need an offer that works. And so here's what you can do to come up with your winning offer or hook on Facebook, is you can actually run what we call an offer test. And so the reason I wanted to bring this up is because we always run these offer tests with any new client that comes on board that wants to basically build a system like this. And that's because offers produce different results depending on your location. And so you can see here, we ran a 21-day detox, 2 weeks for 17, 30 days for 30, 7-day pass, and a 10-day pass. And look at the difference in lead cost here. Okay, this one spent $13, got 0 leads. This one, $10, $17, $8, and this one had $5.54 leads. And so it's very clear what people, resonate with more in this location. Okay, and it's this 21-day program offer that's working really well. And so this is a really quick way to figure out what offers to run in your location, is just running a test. Send it out to your audience and let them tell you what it is that you want, what it is that they want, and then we're just going to provide that to them. We're just going to give them what they want. So here's an example of this system in place. And so you can see here, over time, our lead cost has got cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And that's because we found an offer that was actually going to work. And we built this warm list of prospects that's going to help us on the back end when running these offers to get more leads, right? And so, yes, this is $3.48. And the other thing about this is these are higher quality leads, because a lot of these leads had consumed some of the content that we were running. Okay. And so that's pretty much what I wanted to show you here, is basically how this actually operates. And so what I'll do now is I'll go through this step-by-step approach on how to actually set this up. Okay, so once we have the general idea of, the structure of our value-based videos, and so we just need to figure out that equation, so who it is we're going to help, and then we need to come up with those videos. And so we generally want around 5 different videos that we can be running at any given time. And so throughout a month, we're going to have about 5 videos running for $1 a day. Okay, so it's roughly going to come out to $5 a day to build massive awareness in your location about, what you guys do. We're going to be providing a ton of value to people. And so once we have those general scripts in place, we're going to film those videos, and then we're going to be setting up your ad campaigns. Okay. And so there's a step-by-step setup here. I'm going to walk through this in just a second, but what we're going to do is we're going to set up your ad campaign and targeting with your awareness objective. And so we're going to optimize for reach. We're just trying to get this messaging out there. We want people to see your content. We want people to consume your content. And we're only going to be spending $1 a day. Of course, we want to set up our targeting to around your location. And so what you want to do here is you want to basically put that to around 5 to 10 miles. If people aren't going to travel more than 10 miles, then reduce that radius to 5. If people will, then expand it. And if you're in like a very densely populated city, for example, like Toronto, you're only going to want that to be like 1 to 2 miles, just because people won't travel further than that. And so you know your location best. And so you'll basically set up your targeting around that. Once you've done that, you're going to upload your first value video and make sure you have an appealing headline. Okay. So whatever your, video is going to help people with. And so if it's like, hey, it's going to help you, create consistency with your health and fitness and actually start achieving your fitness goals, that's going to be your headline in the text. Okay. We're not going to put a button. We're not even linking them to your website. It's just going to be a video with, a little bit of text at the top, and that's it. There's no link. We're not going anywhere. This is purely for value-based and building awareness. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're just going to duplicate that, and we're going to do it 5 different times so that we have 5 videos on rotation that people can constantly consume. Every month, we're going to want to replace that content. And so we're going to look at the data, and we're basically going to replace the ones that aren't doing very well with the ones that are doing very well. Once we're done that, and those videos are starting to generate views, generate engagement, we're going to create that warm audience, and we're going to add it to our offer-based ads. Okay, and I'm going to show you that in just a second. And then once we're done that, we're going to launch that lead generation ad, include that warm audience, and it's going to help with your lead quality and conversions on the back end. Okay, so let's actually walk through an example of this. Okay, so I just jumped into a client account, and I want to show you how this is basically set up here. And so you can see here we have these $1-a-day videos that are running, and we also have our lead generation ads that are also running. Okay, and so keep in mind this video view campaign here is specifically designed to get people to consume our content, to build up that warm list. And then our lead ad is going to be, obviously for our backend stats. We're going to be generating leads. We're going to be getting those leads booked into appointments, and we're going to be getting them signed onto memberships. And so let's go through the video view setup here. So firstly, I'll just kind of show you exactly how it works in this account. And so you can see here we have these different videos that are running for this account. And so just as some examples here, 3 major training tips. So if I click into this video, let me make my face a little bit smaller. So headline, very, very easy to see. 3 tips to maximize your training. It has some, content over top of it that just, showcases the headline. You do not need this stuff. It could just be a video of you. We do not need to get overcomplicated with this. The main idea here is we're trying to give as much value to people as possible. And so this is an example here. Just to show you kind of some of the stats here on the back end. Okay, so you can see here these 4 are brand new ones that we're releasing today. However, if we go into the reporting section, go to video engagement, we can see kind of what it's costing to get people to consume this video. So each of these is roughly, about a minute long. And so what we can do here to figure out, how well these are doing is I can take this number here. And so if we just pull out a calculator, this is going to be 124 divided by 12.55. And that's going to give us, about a penny to get somebody to consume a minute worth of content. Okay, so it's very, very cheap. All of these are running at $1 a day. And so what we're going to do now is basically just create more of them. And so you can see here, we have a bunch down here that we're running as well. And so what I'm constantly doing is replacing in and out videos based on which one is getting us the best costs. Okay, so these 3 here have been doing the best. They're getting us, under a penny worth of consumption for, a penny to get somebody to consume a minute worth of your content is extremely valuable. And then we're basically rolling that warm audience into our lead generation ads so that we can increase the quality, increase the bookings, and increase the sales on the back end. Okay, so let's go through how to actually set this up from scratch. Okay, and so if I head back in here, I will create a brand new campaign. And so step 1 here, we are going to be creating an awareness campaign. We're going to click continue. Okay, and what I generally like to call this is top of funnel, and this is going to be brand awareness at $1 per day. We're going to scroll down here, and we're going to change the campaign objective here to reach. Okay, I'm going to show you why in a minute. Okay, sorry, it's not in here. So awareness, we're good here. We're going to leave everything else the exact same. When we come into the targeting section here, what I like to usually do is just do blanket targeting. We'll do 5 miles. Okay, and so this is where we're changing the performance goals. So we want to do reach here. And what we're going to ideally have in place here is at least 5 to 7 different creatives. The reason being is because if I scroll down here to default 1 impression every 7 days, what this means is when somebody sees one of our videos, okay, they're not going to see that video again for another 7 days. And so ideally, if we can have 5 to 7 videos created, what's going to happen is throughout those 7-day periods, they're going to see a unique piece of your content every 7 days. And then at the end of the 7 days, it's going to repeat. Okay. And this is why we need to go in every month and replace these videos so that things stay fresh. Okay. If you just keep running the same videos over and over and over again, they're not necessarily going to, people are going to get used to them. And so we want to keep things fresh, make sure that we're testing different value-based videos and things like that. As I scroll down here, we're going to set this to $1. Now, once we have this set to $1, we're just going to set up the targeting here. Okay. And so what we want to do here is obviously put in our address. So I'm just going to use an example address here. Water Drive. Okay. And so we're going to do 5 mile radius. So in this case, this is showing kilometers. So 8 kilometers is 5 miles. So you can see here, our audience size is around 100,000, which is perfectly fine for this strategy that we're running. We're also going to create minimum age to about 25. And then we're going to keep it like this. Okay. Nothing else. We don't need to touch anything else. We don't need to get fancy. Our whole idea here is we're going to target as many people in our location. If your minimum age needs to be, 30, that's totally fine as well. You can make those adjustments in here as well. Next setup here, once we have the targeting in place, is setting up the value video. Okay. And so at this point, you should go through the process, create some of these videos. And if you have any already on your page, you can also leverage some of those. Okay. And so we see here value video. I scroll down and we can create that brand new ad here. Now, as I mentioned, if you have some on your page, what you can actually do here is you can, rather than creating a brand new ad, you can click use existing post, select post, and it'll basically take you into a list of all the different posts that you have on your Facebook page. And so what you can do here, once this loads, is you can look for the ones that got the most engagement. So you can see here, this only has 2 thumbs up, 3 thumbs up, but as I scroll down, it's going to start showing more. Okay. And so what you're looking for here is the best performing creative that you have that's already existing on your actual Facebook page. And you can leverage that as a video to build some more awareness for the studio. Okay. So let's go back to creating an ad. So all we're going to do here is I'm going to turn off multi-advertiser ad. I'm then going to select the video. And so just as an example here, we'll grab one of their good performing videos. So actually, let me go to account. You scroll down to some of their value-based videos. Okay, so this is one here. So we'll just use this as an example. So this is Nick here, who owns After It Training, and he's basically showing people how to do a proper squat. And so this is a value-based video for anybody who wants to improve their squats or learn about this. And so this would be 3 tips to improve your squats. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is purely to get consumption and build brand awareness. So we're not even going to attach a destination. We're not even going to worry about this. We want this to blend in on the newsfeed. The reason being is because when it doesn't look like an ad, you're going to get a lot more engagement, which is exactly what we want here. If you get more engagement, it's going to help push to more people because that's going to keep Facebook happy and Facebook's users happy, which is exactly what we want. Down here, you definitely want to turn your tracking on if you have it set up. And then once that's good to go, all I'm going to do is publish this. Okay. And now this is going to start to build that awareness. Okay. Once that's done, we're going to go back to the ad set here and I'm going to duplicate this 4 to 7 times. Okay. So if I duplicate it 4 times, that's going to give us 5 total ads. If I duplicate it 6 times, that's going to give us 7 total ads. Okay. And so you can see here, I just duplicated them all. We don't have to worry about changing these out. All I need to now do is basically add the new videos to each of these individual ad sets. Okay, so if I go in here, I'm going to change this out. So we're going to keep everything the same. Targeting is the exact same as it was in the other one. Now I'm going to come in here, change this to value video number 2. Remove this, add a new video. I'll just select a random one here. Click continue, make sure this looks good here. Done. Okay, and then we're going to put our headline. Now keep in mind, you can also use in this document here, there is a link here to get you some subject lines. And so you can come in here and you can pull some of these ones out. Let's just say you're worth it. Let's just say it's a motivational video that we want to be running here. And so it could be something like this. Okay, and so now we're going to publish this one. Just make sure your tracking is turned on. We're going to publish this one and we're going to go through this and complete this entire system here. And so now that we have these value-based videos, we've designed them in a way that is, intelligent, right? So we want to do it strategically. So everything we say in the video is strategic because we're calling out a specific individual. We're giving value to build that know, like, and trust factor. And so that's going to help moving forward. And so every video you create for this strategy, do it with intent and do it with, thinking about that in mind. Okay, so this is a long-term play to build up your brand. And so everything that you say in the video should be strategically placed there to give value, to make sure people have actionable steps that they can actually take so that they can find value. Okay, if you run a video, nobody gets any value from it, it's not going to work as well as if you create a video that actually has tangible, actionable steps with value. That's going to work a lot better in the long run. Now, once this is set up, we then need to move over into our lead generation ads. Okay, so let's say we built this out. The next step here is we are going to be creating a brand new ad set. Okay, and so for the sake of this, I will discard the drafts, come back here, and we're going to create our lead ad. Okay, so I'm going to click continue. We're going to do manual lead campaign. We do not want Facebook to control how we set up our campaigns. So this one is going to be middle of funnel. This is going to be lead generation. Okay. Now at this point, you should have run, some form of an offer test to have an idea of what offer you want to run. I'll use an example here. So let's just do a 14-day program or 15-day program. We're going to have the campaign objective as leads, and then we're going to come to the targeting. We're going to do blanket targeting plus warm audience. Okay. And so at this point here, we have most things set up. We just need to add the warm audience to our targeting. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to scroll down. Everything up here stays the exact same. We're going to maximize number of conversion leads. We're going to change this to maximize number of leads. We're going to come down here, change the budget. Generally speaking, with lead ads, we're going to want to be doing roughly 30 to 50 bucks a day. I'll just start it at 30. We're then going to scroll down. We're going to update the targeting, and we're going to use the exact same targeting we used for the value-based videos. So we're going to do 1065. Okay, so this is the targeting we had in place before, 8 kilometers. However, where this changes is where we go down to the audience plus. Okay, and so what we're going to do here is we're going to add some suggestions. Okay, and so we're going to tell Facebook, hey, our ideal clients are between the ages of 30 to 65 plus, let's say. Okay, we're going to target all genders, and we're going to add in a custom audience here. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to create a new custom audience, and we're going to do this one based on video views. Okay, so at this point, what we want to do is we want to select all those videos that are now running as value-based videos, and we're going to add them to this audience. And so what we're going to do here is we want people who have viewed at least 25% of our videos. Okay, we can extend this to 50% if we want to, and this is just going to be 25% video views. Okay, and now I need to select the videos. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to find all the videos we just created. So if I go into After It Tempe, okay, we're looking for those value-based videos, but realistically what we want to do is select every single video we have in our account. And that's because if anybody watches, 25% of any of our videos, they're technically a warm lead. They've seen some of our videos, they've learned some stuff about the business. And so what we want to do is we want to add as many of these videos as we possibly can. Okay, now something to remember is anytime you replace, some of those value videos with new ones, you're going to have to come back to this audience and add those videos to it. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. So let's just say I'm going to go through this, select them all. I'm going to go to the Instagram account as well, select all those. I can go to the campaign level to select some by the campaign ID. And I'm just selecting as many videos as I can. Okay, and then I'm going to click confirm, create this audience. Okay, and now we're going to have that audience here with video views. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create another audience here. It's going to be website based, and we're going to do all website visitors in the past 60 days. Okay, we're going to do anybody who viewed, any of our websites here, and this is just going to be website views past 60 days. Okay, and so these are people who actively took a look at the business, and so they are high quality website views, and we're going to create this as an audience as well. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a engagement one, and so we're going to go Facebook page, next, in the past 60 days, anybody who engaged with our page. Okay, so that's anybody who clicked on an ad, engaged with it, went to the page, clicked on like, whatever it is. If they engage with anything on your Facebook page, we're going to add them. So Facebook page and engagements past 60 days. Whoops. Past 60 days, create this audience. Okay, and then we're also going to do Instagram. So we're going to do Instagram account next, past 60 days. Everyone who engaged with this professional account, yes. Okay, and make sure we have the right Instagram account selected here. So in this case, it should be Tempe. And we're going to do Instagram past 60 days. Okay, so we're basically building this warm audience, and we're saying to Facebook, hey, like, include these people. Include these people here, include anybody who's here, and then also this is kind of our targeting metrics here. So anybody in this mile radius that also meets these conditions, look to target these types of people, okay? And so once we have this in place, we're gonna keep everything else the exact same. This is now good to go. And so now is where we build out our offer ad. And so let's just say this is the 15-day program. We're now gonna create our offer ad here. So we're gonna go through here. I always turn off multi-advertiser ads. If you read this description, anytime we've tested against this, it just doesn't perform as well as, turning this off. And so at this point now, what we want to have is this could be a video of people doing your classes. This could be a selfie video of explaining your offer, whatever it is here. Let's just use an example. So this is one where the client is explaining their offer that they have, and it typically works really well. We're going to keep it like this. We're then going to put our headline, 15-day tone and sculpt program. Let's just say it's only $15. So this will be our offer. We're going to change this to learn more. And we're going to build out the copy here. Okay, so I found a copy here, just a general basic copy here that can work really well. So it just says, hello, friends of Tempe. And so just key thing to note here is we definitely want to call out the location. So that's very specific. So hello, friends of Tempe. We're doing something we've never done before here at After at Tempe. We're offering a limited number of passes to our 15-day tone and sculpt program. Tone, here we go. Tone and sculpt program for $15. Simply click the learn more button below and secure your spot. So at this point here, we have everything set up. The last thing we need to do is just create a lead form. And so the reason we like to do a lead form rather than a landing page form is because Facebook wants to keep people on Facebook's platform. And so when we start to pull people off of Facebook, it leads to usually higher cost per lead, although in some cases the quality can be a little bit better. But there's some tricks that we can do here to fix the quality when it comes to lead forms. And so first and foremost, what you're going to want to do is select higher intent. We're going to label this form 15-day tone and sculpt. Okay, and then we're going to go next, and we're going to set some information here. Just going to use the same headline, tone and sculpt. Like $15. And we're going to have a couple things here that people are going to get with this program. And so depending on obviously what you want to offer, you're definitely going to want to have a list of things that people are going to get so that you can incentivize them to opt in at this point. So here's a few things here that we're going to be using. We'll just keep them the same here for the sake of this example. We'll scroll to the next page here. What I like to do here is just new members only, just so that people know, you can't just trial hop at the location. This is only for new members. Full name, email, phone number, privacy policy, definitely need that. And then the review screen. And so that high intent setting that we created, so over here, high intent step, that creates this review screen. So people have to slide this submit button on the right here in order to actually get, the offer. And so this usually helps increase quality a little bit on the back end. And then over here, we're basically just, going to let them know that we're going to reach out to through text messages to get them set up for their appointments. Now, some people like to put booking links here where they can automatically book an appointment. What we found, though, specifically at this location is when we add self-booking, show-up rates go through the floor. And so what we want to do is we basically want to filter prospects through our messaging, through phone calls, in order to then get them booked. And this usually has a better result when it comes to bookings on the back end, where we can get closer to 60% of people booking versus self-booking where, it's closer to 30% or so. And so it made a big difference when we ran that test. So now that we've done this, we're going to click create form. Okay, and now that form is going to be created. We're going to turn on the tracking, okay, to make sure that that's set up. And now we're pretty much good to go. Okay, so we've designed this system here where we have, our entire system now set up. Okay, so we have videos that are creating this awareness in your location. Okay, we're spending about $5 to $7 a day. Each video is at $1 a day. We're creating this, pool of warm prospects. And so that's going to include anybody who engages on your Facebook page, Instagram page, consumes 25% of your videos, has, went to your website. And that's going to then lead these prospects into seeing that offer ad, or potentially going to your website if, their pain gets high enough where, they're interested in checking your website out. And then that's going to allow for us to have better quality leads coming through our sales funnel to get them, to sign up to memberships on the back end. Now, full disclosure, one thing I will say is you are definitely going to want to make sure that your website is set up for conversions. I created a video recently on the channel that walks through the perfect website design in order to make sure you're enhancing conversions from your website, because what will end up happening is a lot of these prospects that are seeing a lot about your business will end up going to your website. Okay, so imagine rather than this being a sales video page, it is a specific, it's your website page here. And so a lot of people will go to that page. If it's not set up for conversions, if it doesn't look appealing, then you're going to lose out on a lot of conversions. And so you want to make sure that it represents the brand properly and it's set up for conversions specifically. So give that video a watch, and it'll kind of give you a better idea, because that way, when you build this awareness, you're going to get more organic traffic. You're going to get better quality leads from your paid traffic as well. And it's all going to work together. Last tip I'll give you here is you want to make sure this is constantly running. Okay. You never want to be turning off these ads. You need the constant omnipresence running at all times. And so even if you're not running offer ads, I would always be running some brand awareness ads to build up your reputation, build up your brand, and become the most known studio in your location. Okay. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll be sure to respond to them.